Zac, quadruple double. He's gone close at his first 2 starts. What do you make of his chances for Sunday?
He should have a good chance. It's only a small field and he's had a couple of starts now, so he knows what he's doing. And I worked him down the back on Thursday morning and he seemed to handle wet conditions well. So if it happens to be wet, I think he'll handle that.
He's had a month between runs. How's he feeling?
He's fine, yeah. Obviously the program didn't allow for a run in between and I don't think it's a problem. He's only a small horse. He's had a trial in between. So he's fine.
You rode Supermodel in the last Griffin race. How would you compare the two?
I thought Supermodel was a very natural, athletic horse. I was disappointed in his first up effort, but I feel like he's got a breathing problem. I know they scoped him and said that he was fine, but under pressure he gave me nothing and pulled up making a lot of noise. So I know they put the crossover on him to try and fix that, but you know, prior to his last start, if you had asked me to pick one, I would have said Supermodel was the best one, but if they can't breathe, it doesn't matter how naturally gifted they are.
The big news story here in Hong Kong is that Joe Moreira is leaving at the end of this season. What was your reaction to that news?
Yeah, I knew it was coming. Joe and I, we've had plenty of discussions about it in the jockeys' room for a while now, and he's always wanted to go and ride in Japan. I did think he'd probably do one more season, but I think the way things have gone towards the back end of this season, he sort of just felt like the time was right for him to move on. So I wish him well. I'm actually a little bit sad that he's going. You know, I've enjoyed the competition, and yeah, it's going to be different without him there.
How will it change things?
It'll give everyone else the belief that they've got a chance to fight for the championship. So I'm going to have a lot of competition next season, and you know, I enjoy that, and you know, I think competition is good. Definitely it's going to be competitive like it is every year.
Tommy, Stimulation's the son of Deep Impact, having his first run in Hong Kong on the weekend. You've ridden him in all 3 trials. What sort of feel does he give you?
Yeah, he's given me a nice feel every time, but he's still very raw, and he's got a lot to learn. His first trial at Happy Valley, he didn't show a heap of speed and was sort of chasing the whole way. And then his next 2 trials, he's got out of the gates better and travelled a bit better in his trials, and finished off quite well. So I think Tony's gone the right way about giving him the 3 trials, getting him fit enough for 1800 first up, and I think he'll be very competitive. But whatever he does, he'll definitely improve on into next season.
It's quite a unique race for you, of course, because you've had a bit to do with a lot of these horses, likes of Rocketeer, Helene Charisma, Imperial Gavantry, Pikachu. What was your overall take on it, Tommy?
Yeah, look, I think Rocketeer's obviously the class horse in the race. If he turns up, he's obviously got a stable change now, so it'll be interesting to see how he comes through that. You know, I think he's the best out of the lot of them, and a few of the others have been around for quite a while now, and they've been running week in, week out all season. So my horse is a new one on the scene. He's a fresh pair of legs, and as I said, I think he's got a bright future in Hong Kong. But whatever we see on the weekend, he'll improve on. So it's going to be a nice little race.
Handsome Bobo, Zac, do we just ignore last time with him?
Yeah, I was just to forgive. It was just a mess. You know, I sort of got caught napping a little bit there into the first corner, and then copped 2 bits of interference, and it just put me out of the race.
How's he come through that run?
He feels good. He's actually been playing up in the mornings, which is a good sign. So I don't think he hasn't had a hard season, but I don't think the runs have got to him yet. I think he's still in good form, and hopefully he can bounce back.
He's won 3 from 5, certainly come a fair way in the ratings this season too.
Yeah, he's been a tremendously consistent horse. We took him to the races knowing he was underdone first time out, and we thought his ability would be able to get him across the line, but he came up just a little bit short. And then from every run he's just progressively got a little bit better, and last time was a forgive, so he's done everything right.
Neil, Big Bully, he ran a big race at a decent price last time. Were you surprised by that?
Yeah, I was quite surprised. He looked a little bit unfinished type of horse. He'd only had the 1 run, and he didn't really show much, but you know, again, this time he has a tricky grade, but he had one last time, and look, the sensible thing was to go back and just ride a race on him, and you know, he came out in the straight and he hit the line quite strongly. So with that in mind, going forward, a little bit more experience under his belt and a bit more fitness, hopefully he can run another race.
Again, you're drawing a double-figure draw here. Would the plan be to ride in the same way?
Obviously, look, it depends on what David wants to do, but I'd imagine he's pretty straightforward, David. Well, the horse is too, but you know, when a horse has a bad draw, unless there's like absolutely no pace in the race, he just tends to let them find their feet and hit the line. So I'd imagine that's what we'll be doing again, and hopefully he can finish a bit stronger this time. He's
a 3-year-old. He's just had a couple of starts. What's he like as a horse?
Well, in his early trials, he didn't show much, and just out of the blue, David asked me to trial him, and I trialed him, and he was quite lazy, but he trialled well. He had something, you know, so I'm glad that he's come out and showed a little bit of form in a race, so it just backs up my opinion that he can be a nice horse next season. He's still got a bit of scope, he's got a little bit of growing to do, but it would be nice for him to finish off the season and try and nick a win going into next season.
California Joy, Neil, he's been runner-up at his last couple of starts. Can he go on better on Sunday?
I hope so. He's been running pretty consistent, especially, you know, he's been quite versatile in the past. I've won on him at Happy Valley. But he's come back and shown quite strong form in Class 3 at Sha-Tin. He won early on in the season, I think 1400 at Sha-Tin as well. So, but last time I travelled very strong, very ominous into the race, and he looked a winner at the 200, and I think quite a nice young horse with a lot less weight than him just overhauled him in the end. But look, he was a good strong second, it was a good strong run, and I think from another good gate should stand him in good stead. I think he'll run a big race.
The big news here in Hong Kong, the Magic Man Joe Moreira's leaving town at the end of this season. How will it affect you?
Oh, look, I suppose it kind of affects everybody when he came in. You know, he soaked up a lot of rides, and you know, he wasn't just retained by, I know he's riding a lot for John Size, but in the last couple of seasons, but he was picking up a lot of what he wanted to ride elsewhere as well. So look, it's a little bit out of the blue. It's probably half kind of guessed, I suppose, but look, Joe's come here, he's done well over the 3-4 seasons he's been here. He's been quite strong, and I suppose he wants to go and test his abilities somewhere else, and I wish him all the best.
Will there be more opportunities though for someone like yourself going into next season?
There'll be opportunities for everyone, Eddie, as long as you're willing to grab all of it with both hands and take it.